Alqubit, IT as an expression of art. Alqubit, IT as an expression of art.
Hello world, welcome to Alqubit. This live production I've been wanting to produce for the last 3 months. Finally, I think I'm out of the last love bombing of business, and I am absolutely hope to be able to perform it. Hello again. After a month, I'm again online. Let's set a little bit. Every time after I'm initiating the new video, it's always from the beginning. I'm forgetting how complicated, complex, and difficult it is to do live streaming, live production. So today I want to overview my life experience for the last 25 years. It's been incredible journey of development. It's been incredible. I basically, with Alqubit, I became an adult, and it is something. 25 years is a lot of time, especially when there are a lot of successes and a lot of challenges. It's life. Let's break the ice a little bit at the beginning. My live production, my war machine is warming up. I'm warming up. That I definitely need to warming up. And as I have promised since December, my hi-fi deck that I bought it in 1989, I think. I still have the receipt. With this deck, I have done a couple of years as a disc jockey in my 18th, 19th years old when I was. And it is my history, my life history, and this will be kind of fun. I would like to be very easygoing, very laid back, with presenting 3 videos that I have shared already, that I have remastered recently of Alqubit, present my view, my values, my principles, and after that to share my life story since the beginning, how I have developed everything, and the last years of challenges. And for the last thing, I hope to be able to live perform 5 minutes of disco, and we will discover unforeseen capabilities of my life's video set that has never been seen. This is my creation. I'm the Blackmagic sorceress, and this video set will show off some incredible capabilities. Okay, I would like to share initially, let's just showing off the war machine a little bit more. How it's done tonight. My Behringer control surface with all the levels. Atem Mini Pro that is recording. I'm testing it for the first time. Set it in as a HyperDeck high quality, because Atem Mini has its properties that the quality with which you live streaming, it is recording with this quality. I have Atem Mini, I can set it independently and it is recording with much higher quality. Atem Mini Extreme, that is top of the top, with all the effects, all the super source and everything. It is recording as it has recorded all the times. I will swap just for a sec here. No, I'm not ready. I'm for the first time testing uncompressed recording with my Blackmagic Intensity Pro. It records at 500 megabytes per second. It will be overkill of the overkill, but this is just to break the ice. And let's begin. I would like to share a couple of videos that I have generated a war machine that is extremely complex. It is really complex. It is crazy complex. This is the server that now it's recording and doing the stuff. A lot of cables, 15 meters cables, incredible. And I have this program that is called Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve Studio, in which I am playing all the videos, because my Blackmagic HyperDeck that I've bought initially, the mini version, after that the plus version, after that the shuttle version to do the easygoing reply as a definite solution, died from overheating. And this is my definite solution with the special NIC that I have, card, HDMI card. I can integrate it and I'm playing everything. Now I will need to, it is obviously it's much more complicated than doing with HyperDeck just next. How it's done. I need to open the project, recent project, the foundation, I'm opening the projects, and now we play the videos. And this is it. Let's see the first video.
Welcome to Alqubit, where we transform IT into an expression of art. With over 25 years of experience, we specialize in delivering robust IT solutions that enhance business agility and maximize returns on investment. Our boutique IT consultancy, advisory, and marketing strategy firm have a proven track record of success. We pride ourselves on implementing highly efficient and available services tailored to meet the unique needs of our clients. At Alqubit, we believe in the power of integrity and value co-creation. Our approach is realistic, minimalist, and efficient, ensuring that technology serves as a true enabler for your business. Our vision is built on 4 pillars: organize and prepare, research and develop, being and reaching goals. Each pillar is supported by 3 core business principles that guide our actions and decisions. The first pillar, organize and prepare, encompasses vision, strategy, and methodology. We work closely with you to define a clear vision, develop a strategic roadmap, and implement a rigorous methodology. The second pillar, research and develop, focuses on direction, expertise, and experience. Our team brings deep expertise and extensive experience to drive innovation and deliver cutting-edge solutions. The third pillar, being, emphasizes self-awareness, feedback and improvement, and holistic drive and cohesion. We continuously seek feedback and strive for improvement to ensure cohesive and resilient solutions. The fourth pillar, reaching goals, is about results, objectives, and reality. We are committed to delivering tangible results that align with your business objectives and reflect the realities of your operational environment. Our specialties include high availability multi-layer clusters, IT systems optimization, advanced support with SLA, and custom solutions. We also offer comprehensive IT security services, including design, evaluation, and implementation. We provide end-to-end IT infrastructure solutions, both on-premises and cloud-based. Our expertise extends to hybrid and private cloud solutions, ensuring seamless integration and optimal performance for your business. Our backup and disaster recovery solutions are designed to protect your data and ensure quick recovery. We also offer enterprise storage solutions with extremely low latency to meet your most demanding requirements. Thank you for considering Alqubit as your IT partner. We look forward to collaborating with you to create value and drive success through innovative and efficient IT solutions. Contact us today to learn more. Alqubit, IT as an expression of art.
So as you can see, I have remastered recently those videos completely with the music of Epidemic Sound that I like much more from the previous. That was directly, I have generated it during the last year of my epic investment and incredible year of business restart. I have developed logo, market, branding, video, everything, systems of the customer journey. And this is one of the first videos that I like very much. I'm really proud of those videos, of all of them. And about my business values, they're really profoundly integrated into my soul, into my way of living and vision about the business, how I have conducted my business for 25 years. And the first is integrity, that I've been victim of that because later on I hope to warm up enough to be able to perform fluently about everything, because I have a lot to say and I will try not to overshare things that will not be helpful. So integrity, I have started the business in 2000 by taking the clients from General Networking Italia that was crashed before the dot-com bubble. They been able to crash into the biggest hype of the business of internet, the company. I was following a few clients and I have developed really as usual. Really excellent relationships with the clients. I have never been um, a contractor. I've been business owner. What does it mean? That I have taken the business end to end. I've never been under the other exclusively from the morning in the evening. I have done tremendous efforts, but I've been able to do in multiplexing with multiple clients, dozens of clients for many years. And the concept of serving with integrity, flexibility, adaptability is been my rule of conducting the business. I have interpreted it, always have interpreted that my success is coming as a consequence of the success of the client. This has been true for a lot of time, in a lot of context, but this led me within 20 years working with the same clients to be a victim, real victim of my over giving, of my over trust. And as everything in business, it is good until it works. And I've been able to make it working for a lot of time until it doesn't work anymore. And long-term relationships in business, I'm super sure that it is the business and love experiences are almost the same. When you develop excessive trust, you cannot, or you basically ignore the red flags. You don't want to see the red flags. You don't stand up for yourself because you don't want to create excessive resistance. And this is the beginning of the end of one business relationship. Now, with the big corporations, everything has degenerated that it's you get taken, use it, and thrown away. But my business has been developing real relationships. I've been always one-to-one with the properties of the companies, with the board of the companies, directly with CAO, CEO, CXO, whatever it is been. I've been on the vacations with the business owners. I saved the life really in the middle of Mediterranean Sea of one of my the first and the last client that I've had for more than 20 years. I saved his life in the middle between Barcelona and Mallorca, and I didn't get back this in return. I get much worse. And my capability to develop personal relationships has been for a lot of time my biggest asset. but it opened a series of vulnerabilities, overexposure, that during the years when someone is under pressure of survival, you can be sure that only one in a million will be with integrity till the end. When someone is under pressure, when the market is difficult, whatever has been created before, with trust, with even without contracts, with long-term relationships that has been with certain dynamics of the business, it is like the love story. The one of two decide to begin to prepare much before, much longer, and it is the value extraction. You are the last that you find out that you are in the very bad place. This is in business as well. If you are not operating at one-to-one, I have operated in that mode for 20 years. Yes, that has been my major vulnerability, but was my major strength as well, to be able to do very good business. But when the market and the crisis strike, everyone saves only themselves, and I've been destroyed after 20 years, literally destroyed by my doing of overtrust. And this is life. I want to keep it very positive, very easygoing, and this is about integrity. How I got the clients, few of them asked me once I left General Network in Italia, when I am going. I was in Vodafone since 2000, and I thought that I cannot follow him. But once at the beginning with the Vodafone, I have seen how it's going on. Actually, I've got few of them, and I began to deliver services. The services is in the high value projects, two pillars, essential pillars of business: support long term on only on the systems that I have built and maintained, and the long-term projects within years, how they are building up within the years. And this has been my prime strength, that I have never crashed, that I was wondering even around 13th year of activity. I always, even during that, I was the inverse of the market crisis. I was gaining the more during the crisis. I was developing the business where everyone was dying around. And this was thanks to the clients that I've had on different industries, excellent service, excellent preparation. I have invested always a lot in my preparation. and the concept of quality. And this has been a really big plus. The second value that is essentially business, this is my big biggie, is especially with the last year of the business restart that I've had 2 love bombings of the corporations. The foundation of our business is in the value co-creation. What does it mean? That it is paritatic relationships. Even though I am a contractor, I have started my career and experience in 1987. This was my first workplace. I was in the most critical of the critical that can be systems on nuclear power plant in Kozloduy in Bulgaria. I was born in Bulgaria. I was assigned and the information system that is calculating all the powers of the reactor, 5th reactor, and was calculating. There was obviously for the time during the socialism, it was a system that was from the 60s, even with the perforated cards. But it was extremely responsibility. You can enter, there were double systems, each of one was 8 racks. If you entered inside and turn out all the processors and multiplexer, you basically crash the plant. And it was really extreme responsibility. I was liking it very much at the time, but I was very young. I was wanting to do the DJ. I was kind of boring. It was once in a year and a half there was replenishing of the uranium. That was the massive work that our work group was doing. You stay inside of the reactor, over the reactor. You dismount all the sensors. They are doing what you're doing, what they're doing, change the uranium. And after that, you are doing the inverse. You are connect all the sensors over the reactor, testing, calibrating, fine-tuning, double, triple, 10 times. And after that, it is a process of restarting, and the system is restarted, and after that maintenance. And it was at those years, it will be my perfect work basically. At the time I wanted to discover the world. I didn't like the socialism, even though the worst case scenario in socialism is much better than the worst case scenario in the capitalism. As a 55 years old that I am today, I would prefer this work again, yes, but I have changed 10 lifetimes in between. I've changed. I moved to Italy in August of 90. I came here in August when everything was closed. I slept in my car under 45 degrees during the sunny days. I've got totally burned out, debilitated. I returned, and I've had the worst 3 months of my life of regret. I returned to the nuclear power plant. The same faces, the same boring things. I said, I cannot do my life in that way. I prepared again everything, got the car, and I have chosen the most difficult time to come again in Milan in January 1991. Why is that? Because I was sure that this extreme situation will mobilize me in a way that I will never be wanting or be able to get back. I didn't have the money to get back in Bulgaria, basically. That was and I slept for 45 days exactly in Via Solferino under the Corriere della Sera in my car. 45 days. That is one life experience that cannot be forgotten never ever again. And I will swap a little bit here and there. I started to search work around in restaurants. I find something, and I've been for 10 years one of the most challenging years of my entire life. But my last 5 years have beaten all my life. There is no such thing as the last 5 years. That had been the challenge of the challenge of the challenge. But returning for those 10 years, I came to Italy without language, without money, without anything. I started to work. I have worked for 8 years in restaurants, from the nuclear plant to the restaurants. With obviously you go down socially, everything regression under every kind of point of view. And I activated myself working into restaurants, given me opportunity to learn Italian very well. My accent got cleared from the 10th year forward to the 15th. Now I don't have any accent. I have done even more than 10 years ago lesson of dictions, and I have cleared the last things that I've had. But the beginning of the language that I have started has been through work, night and day, night and day, night and day into the restaurants. And I learned Italian. This exposure, overexposure, constant exposure to people gave me capability, intuition. I can read people just to see at the energy. As soon as one was entering into the restaurant, I was knowing how it's going to end. And this has been my superpower since today. I can read your games before even you think to do them. I can read people like a book. This is my superpower. And I have basically developed it working every day with people. Only that was very hard life for me in restaurants and everything. I activated myself. I was basically working 18 hours per day, only to you were underpaid, and obviously very much underpaid. I was just to cover my expenses. My diploma wasn't recognized in Italy. I had to repeat the entire high school, entire high school, 5 years in Italy, working night and day, 2 jobs, 3 jobs even, studying during the night, sleeping during the day, working during the night. It was indescribable. I have done the first 4 years in something like 2 years basically, in order to be at the paritatic level, in order to be able to do the final exams. How I've got crashed in 95 and how I turned my life in 96. I presented myself as a singular student, basically. I cannot now think how it was called, but external, that is preparing by itself. I've got so massively crashed at the state exam, that I have never felt so embarrassed, so humiliated, and I have decided this is not going this way. I diminished as much as possible my working hours, and between 95 and 96 I haven't had 5 minutes. If I was out of sync with 5 minutes, my day was absolutely was thrown away. This was my most engaging year that I was in a mission. Night and day. I haven't missed one day in school. I haven't missed anything. My hair became completely gray in 3 months from the stress. In that year, I had 26 years. And the challenge was massive, super massive, indescribable. Because 95, I was in the 4th year in Italy. You learn the language, but it is very difficult to learn for real in a language that is not yet yours. learning and memorizing and working. It was, but I was super decided. Life of that, I will change my life. Started 95. The first 2 months, I have seen that I'm missing the world. I was so disoriented. I was missing so many things. So the mathematics that during the socialism we were learning, very good. During the socialism, I am fortunate to have been raised during socialism. Really good holistic education. But the mathematics that I've been hit in my head in electronics, that I have repeated the electronics. In Italy I have done industrial electronics of system stabilization. It was beyond hard. It was incredibly. And I was desperate in October 1995. I wasn't able to get out anything of this. And I was so desperate. And I have decided this day, cannot remember exactly which day it was, but it is like it happened 5 minutes ago. I decided I will point to the maximum, absolutely maximum. The maximum was 60. You get 60, you have the maximum. I said I'm pointing 60, not just to get by with 37, that you will get a kick in your ass with 37. I decided I will get 60, not 37. Even I am struggling and dying. And it happened exactly that way. I learned day and night, every minute, every second, sleeping on the clock, everything on the clock, everything on the second. And I've got 60. They gave me 58 because there wasn't a continuation of the one that has begun in Italy. But this was my major life success. I was proud of myself for a decade after that. It was one of those days when you some kind so you have accomplished it. Basically almost you're ready to die from the happiness. But it wasn't something that I was hoping to happen. I was sure that it will be a consequence of my extreme effort, and it was that day. I was super easygoing, super relaxed during the exams. I was beyond prepared. I was super prepared. There was only one argument, and this is fate. Only one, I cannot remember, but was something with oscillator, some very particular circuit that I haven't learned before. And the night before the exam, I decided to learn it. what I've been asked during my exam. Exactly this circuit. And I was just given them. This is the circuit, this is it. I was so... The most funny thing, there was another argument. I have learned the argument after the exam, the night after the exam. I wanted to learn the argument and I learned the argument. This was my first big success in Italy. And it was came to sleep in my car. January 91. I've got my diploma, second diploma in high school, completely without any help. Working, studying, working in 96. So, in 5 years. And in 97 I started in general networking. I was in between working in restaurants and I was able to find as electronics because I have my diploma even before. Not that I'm missing the knowledge. I have found as part-time to work for Denon Professional Audio, and I was repairing the mini discs and CD players for the radios. I've been all around all the radios. It was fun. It was, but it wasn't enough to survive, basically. In 97, I got my first job in general network in Italia as a network engineer, because what happened in 96 when I got my diploma? I signed up in Politecnico di Milano. I began to study Ingegneria Elettronica, how it's called now in English, that I'm completely out of sync. Information engineering. I have done a couple of years, but it was very hard with the money, it requires a very extremely hard effort in mathematics, high level mathematics. I basically burnt myself, and I have seen that it is impossible to do that way for me. I don't have the resources in order to be able to sustain this level of effort that is necessary. And I have decided to find work related to, that was the beginning, just the beginning of internet. In 96, I got my first PC. I didn't have the money, they didn't give me any credit. I invested the money that I cannot afford to spend. I got my first PC, and for 8 months I've been night and day reformatting, installing Windows 95, Windows NT 4 in beta, and various Linuxes every day, night, day, books. And I developed my new profession basically. In 97, I found in general networking Italia, thanks to this investment, and I started there. The things have improved enormously. I started to develop and I build up this knowledge, those contacts with the clients. I was super good relationship with the property of the company. We've had We got to vacations, skiing and everything. But when you build up very close relationships, it is double sword. You can easily burn yourself out from the good position like nothing. And I have always been, my strength had been that I'm always the same. I'm straightforward. I'm saying not with the concept of preparation, research and knowledge and good sense. They have decided to build up so-called company, land and games. It was before its times, but it wasn't so that good initiative. And I have just thought, but it doesn't seem to be so good for the business. That was my last day that I had relationship with the property. I've got basically turned into the blacklist from that day forward. And what happened? They burnt all the capital of the company. Instead of investing in networking and developing the business, they switched all basically extracted all the money into land and games that was gaming, into network with I can't remember how many PCs, but this basically burned to the ground General Networking Italia. The business for 100 people has been crushed. This company has been destroyed for nothing. And I have seen, I have said, but this is life. In 2000, I found my first my first client. I've got hired initially there, double my salary basic, more than double. I was taking in general 37 millions at the time. I've got 65 millions only with this. And in a couple of months I have migrated systems and everything. In the meantime, I was already in contact with Vodafone. They offered me 75 millions. So from 37 to 75 millions in 6 months, I've been able to double scale the life basically. And I moved it to Vodafone, and this client, this my first employee after became my first client, long-term, first and last client that killed me in 2020 and stole a lot of money. Vodafone, I've having worked with a lot of people. I'm able to, I don't have any fear from exposing myself to deal with management, because I feel at the same level somehow. And with my preparation and knowledge, I've been able to develop The first 3 years in Vodafone had been the best of the best. I've been able to develop relationships with all the management, the board, CIO. I've had my best managers that I have ever had in my life, really, and only there had been happened with vision, with really wanting to push you forward in the best way, had been in Vodafone. The first 3 years I've been the very best. I've been exposed to CEO and CIO. I've been in very good relationships. I was very trusted. I've been absolutely very good place. But after they have left altogether the company, my position has changed dramatically from there. And I will avoid to share the reality about the corporate, not Vodafone in particular, in general. I will avoid to talking about because it will not be helpful, but it will be somehow useful but not helpful. And from sleeping on my car in 1991 without any money, in 2002 with the euro, I was making more than 100,000 euro per year. With my business, Vodafone was only 1/4 of my income, and that had been during the 8 years in which I've been in Vodafone. It was only management of the risk management. I have begun to develop my business more and more. I was growing every year between 15-20%, but the effort required for this on the physical level was absolutely beyond any limit. This way of living is for sure giving you in 15 years you will die. If you do this life for more than 10-15 years, you got something, as I have said in another video. You will die because you over consume your organisms at any level. I was basically burned myself up. In 2007, at the end of 2007, I shared already that I have my business, everything it was, and I was given the good severance and I left. Yes, I got severance after 20 years. I can say you've got kicked out in your asses to IBM. I got severance and I walked away as a respectful member. I've been super respected. That has left me real love for life with Vodafone, because when I left the company, I never been so respected in my life by company. No bullshit. I've kept for months the badge, PC, account, everything. I have left the company as one of the family, and that was incredible respect. And I don't know, it was the times were that way, and was really beautiful. I developed entirely my business. I left Vodafone. I have reached something like 50,000 euros per year in Vodafone. I basically doubled down, and I recovered immediately the year after that. But my business, I have seen that cannot be developed more than certain way. I have kept on purpose my handbrake constantly, not to go over 200,000 per year, and I was being in very good place. This is very good place to be, and it is to have multiple streams of income, multiple clients, multiple projects, and I had a pipeline of invoicing that I've had to do for at least 7-8 years, that I've had from the overproducing to do at least 50,000, 100,000, still that I cannot invoice this year in order to not go to 300,000 and kill me from taxes. What I want to share is to destroy your illusions. I've been there when many of you want to be. I hope that you will reach, but it's not a good place to be self-employed and reaching 200,000. You basically are destroyed, disintegrate. I have never felt more poor, more enslaved, that when you reach certain level of business success, you basically pay something like 65% of taxes, and what you transform yourself to overwork, and you basically, instead of building capital, you building debt with fiscal debt. And that was crazy. That left me shocked for years how the things been working. It's not a good place. The big corporations, they are paying something like 5%. If it's paying 65%, you are basically dead. You need to grow every year by 20% in order to survive. And when you go down, as it happened, because you burn yourself, because certain situations are degenerating and consumes themselves, you cannot keep every time. When you go down and you have left, and you are being able, I'm doing the association with as a gyroscope. When everything is movement, your life is stable. Even if you don't do anything, it keeps going, because the gyroscope, when it's moving, you can stay that way, can stay that way, can stay that way. It is always stable, and by miracle it stays there. When the things stop, everything changed. Everything changed. You cannot restart, reburn from the ground up once things has been stopped. It is very difficult, and this has been my struggle during the last 5 years. So the fact that I've been super successful for them, yes, there are people with millions. I have paid probably during my entire life $1 million in taxes. I have over-invested in people, relationships, that I have nothing left I only have paid trust. I have overpaid trust in business. I have diversified. I've been able to burn 150,000 in trading. I've been able to buy my house and everything. And this has been real super journey for 20 years. Why the business crashed? For diverse reasons. Strategically, for over exposing myself versus the clients, as I've always done from my early years till the last. Starting without my concepts of overgiving. Sincerely want to succeed the client. I've been so hardly crushed a couple of times with this. Never start the project, unfortunately, that is life. Never start a project, important project, even not important project, without contract. Clear out everything from the A to Z. I'm starting the project, beginning to invest like crazy, working. What the sociopaths? There are sociopaths, a lot of them, narcissists, in business and love. This is the number one issue when you develop yourself and begin to work on higher level of frames. You will get hit, you will get extorted, you will get stolen because you have the money. You will get hit. And how it's been. I'm starting the project, wanted to help the client, starting investing, and I know exactly how much money the project will cost. The client sociopath, what is doing, arriving at certain point, you don't have still the contract. Good that you have initiated the contract, the project, and have invested. But I will give you only 1/4 for your job, for your work. And if you said something, I will kick you out. I will not give you any money. This has been a couple of times, and this burned me out for real, for years. This unforeseen thing that basically I have developed my business with the vision, child impulse to action, child's like trust, child positivity, trusting people. This was my first hit the wall against reality, that the people are not very nice. When they can extract from you. And I've had my first big issue with a client on this, and it was not even big money. There was 15,000. One of the project they stole basically 20,000. Less than half of the value of the project was something like 50,000. They gave me 18. They basically stole the value. But the second one, you need to see and accept the red flags. My saying is the red flags never get green, they only get bigger and bigger. And this was my first strike against my business and my first super delusion that broke me inside and extract all my propulsive energy to be put against the wall with perfect narcissism and to be stolen. That happened. That was first 10 years after that, when something happened in your life. Unfortunately, the life is taking decades to really develop your major and overcome your major vulnerabilities. That I have only realized my major bigger vulnerability that comes as a child trauma. You have certain points of vulnerability. Everyone has them. I've been able to super organize. I didn't had any issue to develop business. I didn't want to grow over more than certain point. It was my choice because I'm good. If I can burn 10,000 per month and don't feel it, I'm good. I don't need to do mega billions. That was good place for me enough for the stress. But you have everyone has. You have few vulnerabilities that every big crash, and everyone has crashed. This kind of LinkedIn and companies go forward, develop, learn. This is bullshit. This is bullshit of the bullshit of the bullshit. You are an adult during your entire life in developing, and the more you go forward, I'm having issues with the network. I don't know what is happening. Sorry, I'm having issue with Restream.